arrest and a criminal complaint of 30 felony charges. The potential jail time
in every case, it's a civil case, the complaint is going to have some impact on the outcome.
Ask a question or make a complaint, get your problem solved.
Well, that is a major complaint I've heard from schools and county governments.
But my complaint about lots of the stuff that falls under behavioral finance.
Baby girl commercials, and I got a big complaint from now the National Organization of Women.
Probably you're less likely to get a complaint to your landlord, and your neighbors are going to not.
The plunge, and I did Philip Roth with Portnoy's complaint, and this is called Trotanoy's complaint. It's very, very, very.
Uttered a word of complaint, and you know, what I came to realize over time was that my dad.
Because the biggest complaint of our show is, how did this get made? We're not going to tell you.
Well, not I have a dream. It was I have a complaint. I have a critique.
Use latte, right, which they chose because it's Starbucks, which is you listen to their complaint. You acknowledge their complaint.
About it, and the number one complaint about getting old is a loss of mobility. So we're
initial complaint. The problem is in the federal system, they can go into a grand jury.
We filed a successful complaint with the Maine Human Rights Commission, and to make this
if I may, to expand the consumer complaint database, which we think is a wonderful tool, but to make it clear.
And the complaint was that if you're not in
yeah, that's absolutely true.
And you see sort of a softening and moving to the middle. And you see very little complaint from the
Justice Department was filing a complaint against North Carolina. This is the law that speaks to.
So they came to their favorite dean to file a complaint and ask what to do.
Long time to figure out what's going on. You know, these days, if the complaint made to people like me in Canada is if we say the word
and the different functions they serve. Sometimes this means, and this is a complaint, that the international law applied within the United
I have one common complaint when they go to hospital having tried to kill themselves.
Some bite in it, some kind of complaint or some kind of agenda in it. What is it you actually do?
Go through the motions, and maybe even worse, they're like a walking complaint. I mean, that creates a
School practice, how much there's so much complaint about overtesting?
Because it
complaint can be found at the following website. You also have the right to appeal.
Abdominal pain is a very common pediatric complaint. The mom called me.
Say is a very fair complaint about the episode, which is that John Locke would have only
needs to get to the airport. Personally, I think the complaint might be justified. But my point here is not about examples of complaint.
Formal complaint against officers, where you have sergeants and
Complaint. There's something you're going to hear in the complaint. It's like, that's the thing.
So rather than, like, if I complain about somebody, an academic, and I send a complaint to the university, and the university of
hurt the hip, not pocket nerve, not just register a complaint with the station.
I talk with the people who work for this leader,